Okay, so this video is going to show you how to do an install of a magazine block into a P226 X5 magazine. We have blocks that are designed to reduce it down to 10 round capacity, and we have blocks that will reduce them to 15 round capacity. We have them, typically we'll do the magazine blocks in red, but occasionally just to make up for anodizing batches we'll have black or silver. If you order one, most of the time it will come in red. If you would like a black or silver, put it in the order comments. We'll try to accommodate you if we have them. Likewise, if we run out of red, you may end up with black or silver. We're a small company machining, manufacturing things in the US. So sometimes the anodizing is what we can get from our anodizing supplier. So here's the X5 magazine. This one actually has one of our Inception base plates on it. The nice thing about these is it has the identifier dots, so you can use a Sharpie, identify your magazine. So if you drop it in the dirt or you're having any problems or it needs a cleaning, you can identify which magazine. It also has an opening which makes it much easier to push up on the retaining plate or the magazine block inside if you're using a magazine block already to actually disassemble the magazine. You can get hold of the spring and put it up the conventional way, but doing the pin through the bottom makes it much easier to actually do. So we're going to push the block up. Start the base plate sliding. This would be just your standard base plate. You're just going to slide it off. Make sure you're wearing eye safety protection when you're doing something like this, just in case the spring and the plate flies out the bottom. Take the base plate off. This one already has a magazine block in it. I'm going to show you what it would look like if it came out as a normal spring. That's your spring, your follower, and then at the bottom of the spring, there you go. So, and then you've got your plate, little spring plate, which would be like that. All right, so in the packaging, you will get red thread locker. This is a permanent thread locker. To take this apart, you need to use heat. This is one of the things that actually allows this to be a permanent modification, but still allows you to take apart the magazine, disassemble it if needed. You will get your magazine block machined from aluminium in New Jersey, anodized. Actually, these were anodized in California. We know what it's like to have to be magazine compliant. Okay, it's important which way around the magazine block goes. It's going to go like so in the gun, and then you're going to get two sets of 2 screws. 2 of these will be for an Allen key, so you can attach the spring, but if you do ever want to be able to take it apart, you actually have the ability to take it apart with an Allen key. If you use permanent Loctite, you will need to heat it up, so again it becomes permanent with the Loctite and the need of a tool to actually disassemble it. If you want to be super permanent, we actually have one-way screws, and these are installed with a flat-headed screwdriver that allows you to install them, but when you try to uninstall, it actually pushes the screwdriver out. So again, that helps make it a permanent modification. So we're going to reduce the capacity because the spring won't be able to, because literally the block's going to take the capacity out of the magazine, but you can still take the magazine apart and clean it if needed, which is one of the real nice things about these blocks. The other nice thing is we actually machine them so that you can add weights to them. So you can run it as the machined aluminium block without any weights in it, and it's fully functional. But if you want to put the weight back in from the magazine into the magazine from the rounds that you're losing, you can actually put tungsten putty or tungsten 3/8 inch weights into these openings, and that will give you back the same amount of weight as the rounds that have been lost from the magazine. I like to do that. Some competitions won't allow you to do it, but if it's just a range toy, that makes those magazines drop out really nicely. It helps mitigate the recoil on the gun, and it just helps the gun shoot beautifully. Okay, so to install, we're going to take our bullet of permanent thread locker, Vibratite product. We sell these as well. I love Vibratite products. And we're going to put a little drop of that on each of the permanent one-way screws in this case. Don't need to be shy about it. We provide that with it. There's a huge amount in there. You can use it for many different things. I'm going to take those other 2 screws and put them out of the way. All right, and then we're going to take our screws, and we're just going to put them into the threaded holes and just start the thread. Don't tighten it down, just put it into place and start it. Make sure they are starting square, because it's not easy to undo them if they're not. Okay, so you can see that they're not tightened down, they're just in place. I'm going to take the magazine, and there is a groove that the magazine is spring is going to fit into. I'm going to put it over the rear one, snap it over and down into place. Then making sure that the rear spring stays into place, and it is very important, double check you have the right direction. The angle is going to fit with the bottom of the magazine. Follower is going to fit with the magazine. Make sure you've got it the right way around before you tighten the screws down. Okay, so making sure that rear spring piece in place, we're going to get the screwdriver in. We're going to tighten down on that rear. A little bit awkward with the front of the spring and the screwdriver. We get it tightened down. You can snug that one down nicely, and then go to the front one. Do the same. Snug that down, and then there you go. So now I'm going to make sure that spring's in place fully. Okay. So now the spring is captured. You can't get it out without bending or damaging or breaking it. So that is permanently, with those one-way screws and that red permanent thread locker attached to the spring. Now very simply, we're going to put that back inside the magazine body. We're going to push it down. If you wanted to install the weights or the putty, you need to do that already. We're going to put the spring plate on there, hold it down into place, and then you're going to take your base plate, just push it over, make sure it seats all the way home. The spring goes up into place and pushes in, and there you go. So now you have a 10 round capacity P226 X5 magazine, which you can still disassemble, you can still clean, and you can see from the red through the holes that it is blocked and it is only 10 round capacity. With the larger block, it's 10 round capacity. With the smaller block, it would be 15 round capacity. These are machined from aluminium. You can actually see this is one of my prototypes that I've been using. I run this gun in IDPA and steel shoots locally. Very fun. Bounce it off the ground, tactical reloads, no problems whatsoever. Works brilliantly.